for 20 years, bringing you extraordinary entertainment. This is Extraordinary Entertainment. This is the Extraordinary Network. Live from Atlanta, Georgia, with your host, Chris, Rachàd, Jeremy, Summer, and Najee. This is Extraordinary Unplugged.
Good evening, Rachàd. I think you're on mute. Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Extraordinary Unplugged. I am Christopher S. Walker.
I am here. I am Rachàd West.
Awesome.
Such a great day. What they say, this is the day that the Lord has made.
Amen.
Yeah. In the absence of our other co-hosts, it's going to be Chris and I holding it down. We may have Summer join us shortly. But how are things? How is your week?
Everything's been good. It's been a productive time, to say the least. I can definitely say that it's been a very productive time, a productive week so far, and just looking forward to what the rest of the week is going to bring. How about yourself?
Pretty much, yes. I was absent last week, but I'm grateful that you guys held it down. Things are better this week, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Always a good thing. But things may be going great with me, but this country is ooh. There's good, there's bad, there's terrible, there's evil, there's all of that. But
Yes, indeed.
it's just too much.
But you know what though? In the midst of the darkness, we find a way. We find positivity in the darkness. And we always have to remain in hope and remain faithful and hopeful. Through these trying times, and that's one of the things that I tell people all the time. We have to remain just hopeful. Because if we lose that, what else do we have?
I could not agree more.
Yeah.
But last time I always say this. Last time that man was or whatever he is was president, it was like every day. Every day I gotta see if he sold the nation to the highest bidder. Like every day you gotta just see what has this idiot attempted to do just to benefit himself and his billionaire friends.
Oh
That's
yeah.
how. It's just like every day. That's why it's important to keep your mental health in check. And sometimes like what I've been doing since November is just checking out every now and then. And what I mean by that is just trying to filter a lot of information that is coming in, because a lot of it comes so quickly, and a lot of it really he's just bullying. He's just bullying the nation, bullying his people he considered his enemies. He's just really doing a lot of things just because, without understanding and understanding how government works, or not even caring how government works. He's just going to
Exactly.
see, because he has the Supreme Court in his back pocket. So,
And that's the thing that I look at too. Even with that, with him having that much power, I guess I could say that. I look through the darkness of it all, and I just, like I said again, um, it's a lot of people that are wanted to retake back their vote, which is a good thing to know. But we look through it all, and we say that we feel like there's a bright light at the end of the tunnel, and that's how we have to remain to look at it, everything, and remain faithful, like I said, and positive through this all, because we do live in some crazy times. But like I said, I look at it like this: we made it through before, we'll make it through again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because they're not gonna
Yeah,
get rid of me that easily. You know,
look,
not after what we've all been through, what our ancestors have gone through, what just this nation has gone through. We're not giving up.
no, no, not at all. Did you? I wanted to say this before we get the show started.
Uh,
Did you see the Grammys?
you know what? I actually didn't know they were on. So unfortunately, I didn't see it, but I have watched some clips, which makes it a lot interesting.
Hmm.
More interesting. What's going on? What do you want to bring up?
So the reason I brought this up is because there's been a lot of wording going around. I guess in the in the media realm that a lot of people are now saying Beyonce bought bought her award.
You know what's interesting is I made a comment about it, and then everyone assumed that was talking about Beyonce. I didn't even know she won. I thought she lost again, to be honest. Uh,
Hmm.
I had saw an article where it was saying that somebody who I never heard of had won, and I was trying to get people to calm down, but then I realized, oh, she did win. And a lot of people were like, the girl's talented. I said it has nothing to do with talent, because if we, in my mind, I'm like this: the way I measure talent, or the way I measure relevance, or the way I measure everything, I'm not lowering the bar, and the bar for me is going to be Michael Jackson. Whether you feel like he molested children, that's irrelevant. The man has does not have anywhere close to the amount of awards that Beyonce has. And
Right.
then if you think about it, if you think about who was next talented, let's just say those who might think it's
What's going on, D Lyric?
hey dealer, those who might think it's, let's say, Elvis Presley, which we know
Right.
he copied everything, but he's not even as close. And I'm not going to say that Beyonce is untalented. I am going to say if she was going to win a best album of the year, it was not Cowboy Carter, because me, who is a fan of country music, that was, I thought, a caricature of the genre. And people can debate all they want. It doesn't mean I dislike Beyonce. I'm just
Right.
being honest. I only can be honest. Just like I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson. He has released some stuff that I felt was garbage, and that's just me being honest. I'm very honest with the people I love the most, and
And
I
the thing
just
about it, my thing is too, people can't get mad at the
yeah,
opinion. You know, you're entitled to your opinion. You know.
right.
What did D Lyric said? I like Beyonce music, but she did not earn that country album of the year or that ish was whack.
Yeah, and it's just being honest. I mean, and I wish people would could step back out of their love, or what's the word? What I'm trying to say, their love, or let's just say the delusion for an artist. Because I'm telling you, there's so many people who I feel deserved. But now again, I tell people that I've listened to Cowboy Carter. And I listened to Kendrick Lamar album. I
Hmm.
listened to a couple of. I think one of I forgot who else was nominated. Everybody else I haven't listened to, so I really can't say whether if they deserved it or not. But I will say there were other albums of Beyonce that deserved it, and she didn't get it, which I feel like the fight was there. But Jay Z actually made it a big deal last year when he complained about
Oh
she
yeah,
not.
he did.
Yeah, so I feel like he's the one who set this up.
Because I
He
was
set,
about to ask you that. I was about to ask you that. Do you think he had any,
yes,
any influence over this decision? Because it did seem interesting that just last year he had made a statement, then now all of a sudden this year she gets that award.
yeah, and also maybe 5 minutes before they do the awards, she walks into she enters. She wasn't there the whole night, so
Right. Yeah, I
it's
saw
like
that.
it seemed like I'm not. To me, I'm grateful now. I feel like the fans can shut up, but I want her to win an award for a masterpiece, like I masterpiece. What's that?
D Lyric, yeah, everybody, everybody's out tonight. So me and Rashad just holding it down tonight.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody should be back next week.
everybody should be back next week, but that doesn't mean you can't join us.
Yeah, you know, you can always join us, D Lyric.
Something going on with my computer, y'all. So hold on.
Uh oh.
Uh, it's doing something, but I think it's a website. I had one thing about it. I love the root.com, but when I tell you they have too much stuff going on, and that's what it was. I had opened up the root.com, and they have too much stuff going on. I know they got to pay the bills, but sometimes it's too much flash player in the background that's taken away from it.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
you know that's what happens well on these on these computers, you know. But we look, we all work through it, and we
yeah.
make it happen. Go ahead and jump into
All
tonight's
right,
topic though. Let's
all
go
right.
ahead and jump into what we got going on this week. Uh, let's see. Hold on, just bear with me 1 second. What did lyric say? She said,
My hair is not
"It's
on point
not
right now. We understand. We understand. We understand.
right." We totally understand.
We
But you
understand.
know, just know, D-Lyric, you always are welcome to come in anytime. But let's go ahead and jump into it.
All right.
Oh, before we start, Rashad, we would also say Happy Black History Month, everybody.
Happy Black History Month
Yeah,
to
Happy Black
uh,
History Month. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. We wanted to make sure we put that out there because
yeah,
you know we're
yes.
gonna celebrate us all day, every day.
Okay, we don't need them. But our first topic, we got dancer threatens Latto. The lawsuit could also get Latto's boyfriend, 21 Savage, deported. So we're going to talk about that. And then we got NLE Chopper accused of gay baiting. That's an interesting topic, but I can't wait to get into that. And then we got Chris's favorite topic, trans, trans animals. I'm sure you guys are seeing that going around social media. So we hope to get a lot of feedback and people's thought because it's bizarre to some, but for others, it's hey, it is what it is. Then we got our thoughts and our prayers for the people who perished in the plane crash with the helicopter and the airline jet. Uh, and then we got Georgia man orders drill online, receives a printed photo of one instead. Things have gotten crazy. Then we got the LGBTQ plus community and trans community who
Mhm.
compare the struggle of being black basically to the civil rights movement of um, of the Black America, and I can't wait to talk about that. These are very interesting topics. So good job, Chris, because I feel like these are things that I've always thought about. Especially those that are thought provoking. So let's get into the dancer
You know
threatens.
what? I want to say this though, Rashad, and that's the reason why I want to say thank you to all of y'all. You know, you and
Yeah,
Summer helped put this week's show together, so I want to say thank you to both of you guys for that.
gracias. And then
Yeah.
we got our first topic. We got dancer threatens Lotto, and the lawsuit could get with lawsuit, and it could get 21 Savage deported. Um,
Hmm.
Which is very interesting. That was one of the topics I had open on the roots. So I'm gonna have to pull it back. I, y'all do shout out to it's one of the black owned journalists, theroot.com. I get a lot of information from them. So shout out to all of our black journalists out there.
Yes, yes, definitely big shout out to them. And then it's crazy within this topic that just within a lawsuit that this could affect, could affect 21 Savage in this capacity. Um,
You know what's crazy? I actually, it's people that have been around so long. I forget where they're from, or was just never made aware because he's done a lot for Atlanta. 21 Savage. So it's like I'm like, oh, he ain't from here. And I remember. But go ahead.
so one of the things that was striking to me with this topic was was the fact that it was the dancer that was that was doing a lawsuit, and the fact that with the lawsuit being entitled with Lotto that it was also going to affect 21 Savage. um Now here's my thing on this, and I'm gonna go back to the article for everybody because we like to present facts around here.
Yeah.
um you know we try to be very factual driven, even though now on Facebook and Instagram you can post up disinformation for whatever reason.
On
um
purpose, with intent to mislead.
right. So I'm going back to this topic. Here we are, right here. So, within this topic, he might be facing some serious immigration trouble. And with all of this being said, of course, it involves his girlfriend Lotto. For those that don't know, that Lotto and 21 Savage are together. Um, he was born in the UK, which I didn't even know he was born in the UK. Um, and also, too, on top of that, he had a complicated history with the U.S. immigration, which, again, we didn't know this either. So this is all news to us as well. So back in 2019, he was arrested for overstaying his visa. And the threat of deportation has been looming over him ever since. So, but in 2020, he married his longtime on and off girlfriend, Kiana, which many people believe was a strategic move to secure his green card. I mean, that's kind of like typical for a lot of those people, that come from overseas and things like
Mhm.
that. That's typical for them to go ahead and marry somebody just to be in the States.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not as easy as it used to be. I
so
remember
things have changed.
things have changed, with a lot of immigration. Well, one, we don't have an immigration platform or program anymore. Like it was the one we had was disbanded. Uh,
Hmm.
it used to be kind of guaranteed that someone would receive what they call I forgot how they call it, but they would receive a green card eventually, but they wouldn't be kicked out of the country. They would have temporary protective status. But now with everything going on, a lot of those programs have ended. Because let me tell y'all something, and this is just me talking. I'm not admitting anything, but I remember a time where it was the thing to do is marry you an Asian or someone from Africa and get you a good $50,000 and call it a call it a life. So I know someone who married three sisters,
Are
and
you
I,
serious?
I don't know how that was allowed, but the man, the father, was very wealthy. He was from Korea, South Korea, of course. Uh,
Hmm.
and he has, those countries over there, they really they trying to marry their daughters off.
Right.
And so I remember when I was posed with, hey, I met the girl and everything. I'm 22, and I'm like, so I gotta live with her. My pushback was I gotta live with her, not for just a couple years, but for 10 years, I gotta live with her. Because the thing is, it comes with sponsoring someone's visa, and that your citizenship is tied to that. And I was like, ain't no, I don't know. They was like, it guarantee money. I said, yeah, but what if? I kept thinking, what if?
Right.
Hindsight, I should have married that girl and just did what I did on the side and just live together. But it's not that easy anymore because they investigate everybody. Like,
I was wondering to that, that comes with some type of investigation or whatnot too,
yeah,
with that whole situation.
it's not
But
that easy, and you gotta do things like they ask questions like, "Have you consummated your marriage?" They ask, like they're like, you gotta play the part. And
hmm,
I'm like, eh.
that is so interesting. Because I don't know. I guess for me, all this time, I'm thinking that it was some type of a legal, some type of legal transaction. If I'm not mistaken. So I'm thinking for me that this is okay to do because so many people were doing it at the time.
You gotta definitely, you gotta be like now. See, the thing is, our own president did the same thing. Like Trump literally got Melania here, and all his wives here, married them. He did, he benefited, but I believe that even his administration and others in Congress have changed since he became president. That's how Melania got her parents,
Hmm.
citizenship in so fast because so many things have changed even within the last 10 years. But going back to 21 Savage,
Oh yeah, going back to this, bro. Let me read this part because this part is the
yeah,
juicy part right here. But here's the messy part. 21 Savage has reportedly been in a relationship with rapper Latto, since 2020. But here you are, you was married. You were married to this other individual, Kiana.
Mm-hmm.
That's where everything gets really, really chaotic at.
Right.
So at the same time as his marriage to Kiana, and now thanks to scandal brewing in Atlanta, a strip club scene, Savage entire situation might be getting a fresh round of scrutiny. So
You read immediate takeout because I read the same. I read you very.
yes, yes,
Go ahead.
yes. But here's the funny part though for me, bro. A dancer from the legendary Magic City who goes by the name Gorgeous Doll
Incidentally,
recently spilled some major
I know
tea
who
on
that
social
is.
media.
I know who
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
so here you go. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead. Take it
I said,
out.
go ahead. No, keep going. Keep going. You know the Gorgeous. I just want to say I know who this. I know her.
Oh, you know Magic. You know Gorgeous
I
Doll.
know Gorgeous dog. You know, I used to go to
Really?
Magic City just to eat
I
because
heard
they
they
have
have good food.
probably the best chicken wings in the city.
Really?
By far, yeah.
Hmm.
You
Interesting.
gotta go to lunchtime though. Don't go at night.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I guess it's just less people there, and it just food is a little fresher. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's a
But
lot of
look,
stuff that are good. But yeah, go ahead. Continue.
so so basically, of course, she spilled some major tea on social media. According to her, one of her fellow dancers had been secretly hooking up with 21 Savage, and she wasn't shy about calling him out. Well, apparently, Lotto did not take that well. So, so this gets real messy right here. Here's where things take a dark turn. Gorgeous Doll claims that after she exposed the situation online, Lotto allegedly sent people after her. Not long after Doll was reportedly jumped and beaten so badly that she suffered a miscarriage.
Right.
Like this is wow. This is
Yeah.
so wild stuff.
I don't think Lotto had anything to do with that, but
Right,
you know, it's
right.
just it's just story because I don't think Lotto even that deep with 21 Savage.
Right. And so this right here is crazy. But the thing is, you're here on a marriage that is from, you're basically here legally by marriage. And
Right.
now you now left from being with your wife Kiana, which is crazy to me. And then now you talking to Lotto, then you're going over here and messing around with people at the strip club. Like you got a lot going got a
It's
lot
just for
going on, sir.
people getting comfortable. So that's the thing is like you're getting comfortable in something that's not guaranteed. You know, especially like I said, this is the immigration has gone on. Really, it dates back to when Bill Clinton was president.
Hmm.
Immigration has been an issue, and for whatever reason, you know, there are people, and I tell my black people all the time, y'all get too comfortable rubbing with these, you know, people in power.
Yes.
They not
Yes.
like just like I have two friends, and that's a lot. You know, if you think about the chances of this happening, two friends have been in the wrong place and have been detained by ICE, and they were born in the United States of America before I was born. And so that goes to show that anybody can be, you know, where your papers at. Which is
Right. Where your
something that
papers
they have
are.
been trying to tell people why everybody was so lax about this election. And I was trying to tell people this ain't really about our Latin and Hispanic community. This is about all of us who ain't quiet. And I
Right.
said that like that on purpose. The
What the
lyrics
lyrics
say he
say?
probably paid his wife, and she knows the arrangement, so therefore he can do what he wants. Yeah,
But here's the crazy part. Let me go back and read because this gets really juicy.
yeah.
So now, Doll is now she's planning to take Lotto to court, and she's not holding back. She's allegedly preparing a lawsuit that would not only cause Lotto of being responsible for her miscarriage, but also expose everything about Lotto and 21 Savage's relationship. Like this gets deep.
I mean, it does get deep, and I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, I mean, in the United States of America, you can sue for whatever, and
Right.
I actually feel like the majority of this is just going to be hearsay, or you're not going to be able to prove, especially you work at a strip club, which is known to have some things happen. So you to be able to say Lotto was behind you losing your child, you're kind of inviting a lot of investigations. So I mean, she probably won't be working at that strip club anymore. She probably
Right.
already been released, and like it's just those things. Like it. Well, she was pregnant, so she probably was already probably. I don't know. It's a lot of things, and I always say, you just gotta let it play out. You gotta like let it play out. But just like Dietrich said,
Yes, yes, Dealer. Yes, miscarriage. The girl had a
she
miscarriage.
said she caused a miscarriage
Yep.
after being jumped, uh, and she's blaming that on Latto. So, why was she?
It's this is crazy, but they said this though, and if all this blows up in court, Savage could find himself back in the immigration hot seat with Donald Trump's stricter immigration policies, making things even worse.
But didn't he help with 21 Savages?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Didn't Trump help? And see, the thing is, he got comfortable. See, that's what I'm saying. I said, and it just popped in my mind. Wait a minute. When Trump was president, didn't he help 21 Savage get home? Yes, because he was held up in UK,
Yeah.
and Donald Trump negotiated. You see, the thing is, she got comfortable. That's what happened when we
So
get.
she's swinging on poles with a pregnant belly.
She like that play that Cheshire Bridge Motor Inn. That's an Atlanta treasure, y'all. But anyway, I'm just like, I feel that when it all boils down, 21 Savage is gonna be right here. He ain't going nowhere
You
because
know what?
21.
Especially with him already had just gotten off with Trump.
Yeah,
I feel like that is going to work in his favor if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
Um,
A president has already helped negotiate, this situation, and I don't feel like he's gonna get deported. I mean, and that's just because of what happened previously.
mhm.
And Donald Trump really don't want to be brought back up because Donald Trump could end up having to testify. Why did you bring him here anyway? Why he was supposed to not come? What did you do? What happened? I could see it because I would be one of them lawyers to be like, I want to know what Donald Trump has to say.
Right.
He was so involved in this. Why him? Why only him?
Yeah, that does make a good question though. Why him and why only him?
Yeah,
Who is it that he knows that knew Trump?
yeah, yeah.
It does make you ask that question as well. But to be honest with you, this court case is going to be very juicy once it
It's a
gets
lot.
started. It's going to be very juicy. Woo. All
And everything
righty.
is allegedly. This is media takeouts
Right.
story.
So we
Just
definitely want to make sure that we throw out there this is all allegedly because nothing has been brought to the courts, nor have the courts weighed in on it yet. So we want to just go ahead and let this be known that this is allegedly
absolutely.
what's taking place right here.
All right, we ready for our next topic?
Yeah, so our next topic. So everybody be on alert for that one. And also too, speaking of court, Diddy's trial does start in May, so we will be covering that. It's gonna be oh wow, it's gonna be a mess. So we will be covering that here. So stay tuned to that as well. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next topic.
Next topic we
This
got
topic.
NLE Choppa accused of gay baiting, and what they're saying is basically he posed. Okay, I'm gonna read from the root.
Mhm.
He catching heat after his photo shoot in Playgirl magazine. While he thought he looked pretty good in the spread, some people on social media felt differently. Social media always got something to say. All right, so over the weekend, when the magazine was made available, fans reacted to the provocative shoot where the Memphis rapper shows everything off. And there are some photos out there. I've seen the photos already. And
Yeah, I was gonna put them on here, but I didn't know if they was gonna,
yank
cancel
'em,
us
yeah.
out for this evening. So I just decided not to put them here.
Yeah, and he said one user on X, formerly Twitter, the gay baiting is seriously out of control now. And here's my thing: everybody wants the man to be gay, so bad,
They
and
do.
they want. And I feel like it's it's not even that deep. I think for one, he's been around gay people. He has a brother that he supports 100% that is gay.
Mm-hmm.
and in his world, he's doing what he feels comfortable and where he can make some money. I don't now I don't find him attractive, but that's not for me. I don't find him attractive in any way. I'm not saying he's ugly. Um,
Right.
I think he's handsome. I just don't find him attractive, and I hope that makes sense to people. And then, but people want him to be gay. They want every black man who is not running around with 20 children and it's 13 baby mamas. They want every black man who is not like that to be gay, and that's just you know I know you hear it a lot, Chris. Like we can't go to brunch, we can't get our nails done, we
Nope.
can't pose for Playgirl now.
Nope. Can't do nothing. They don't want
Can't
us
do
doing
anything. And
anything.
I'm like, I mean, let the man live. I feel like, and he's very nice. I've met him when he performed. And there's another thing that started this when he headlined Atlanta's Black Pride.
Oh, that is right. Yeah,
A
I
lot of
did do
people
that.
wanted him to be gay so bad. I was like, can't I said and they did the same thing with Tank.
Yep, they did. They
People
did.
comfortable in their skin enough to be around the community while the rest of the community is dogging us and sending us to hell. You got some people who are realizing that it still should be some type of brotherhood here. And I say let the man. And this is another thing. Who even I forgot Playgirl was still around. I'm like, this skinny man that went up there and posed. Yeah, I mean, the outfits were kind of but I don't think that makes anyone.
Now, this is what he did say. He said, "Now the part where he wasn't expected to show a little bit of his ass at first. He said the photographer asked him to show a little bit or whatnot, and he said, okay, well, why not? It's my ass. Why can't I share? Why can't I, share a little bit of what God gave me? And this man is very comfortable in his own skin. I get it. He's very comfortable. And to me, I don't see an issue with that. I don't have an issue with the man being comfortable in his own skin. I feel like what he also said in the video, because it was a long video, it was like 6 minutes to seven
Yeah,
minutes long or whatnot. And he said, I feel like the people that have an issue with me showing my body are the people that have issue not being able to show theirs because they're ashamed of theirs. And he actually might have a point on that because there are some people that do bash others because they are too they're not happy with their bodies or how their body looks. So
or not as what they say as free, or no,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. So I do agree with him where he was coming from with that. And I don't think this man is gay at all. I mean, I think that he is just like what he said. He is comfortable in his own skin. He loves his body and he loves to show it.
yeah. I don't think he's gay either. And but I also want to say if he was, it shouldn't be an issue with anyone. Uh, but everyone makes everything about themselves. That it's just like he said, you make it, you're making it about you and not about I mean, was he supposed to wear a suit and tie the entire shoot? Because from my knowledge, Playgirl is normally more naked than what he showed. So I don't understand. I really don't understand people, and people always got an opinion, but no one's opinion really matters. If you think about
No,
it.
no,
And
and my thing is too, bro. I feel like this, and this is what he made the statement to himself. He made the statement. He said, "I've never been gay. I never been gay. Never been gay baiting. It's me showing freedom. Anything nowadays is called gay or is baiting. In reality, I'm comfortable enough and have the utmost confidence in how good God designed me, head to toe. Call me
yeah,
what you want, but a straight man comfortable in my skin, I am." Okay, and I look. I can't, I can't,
I
I
can't.
can't go against him on that.
I can't either. I mean, I love it. I love for any human that like I took up for Lotto, not Lotto.
Exactly, Dillard.
What's
Exactly. I
what's my
totally
big
agree.
what's my girl? The big girl.
Who is that?
Uh, the girl, the rapper. Why I can't think of her name? I'm sitting here trying to think about Muscle, trying to share our I'm doing multiple things because I don't know what I do with my phone. But I uh,
Which female is she? A new female rapper or is she an old
want to
female?
play the flute, the one that everybody hated because she would always have naked. Why I can't think of her name?
That's
I
a
think-
lot of them.
no. This
You talking
girl,
about Cardi?
no, big girl, big girl, big girl, big girl.
Oh, you talking about oh my God. You're not
Oh,
talking about Lizzo.
I am exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense to someone who was probably like, "Who he talking about?" Lizzo. Now Lizzo, they made fun of Lizzo. Now Lizzo might have pushed the envelope too much because she did show up in a thong to NBA
Oh
game.
man, that was wild, bro.
But I did applaud because if she was the size zero, nobody would have cared.
Yep. Thank you,
I said that
Delirious.
nobody would have cared if she was a size zero. So for me,
No, nobody. You right on that. Nobody definitely would have cared about that whole situation if she
I
was,
was like, girl, keep doing it. I was like, hey, do you? You know, I was people like, oh, you stop hyping that girl up. I stopped hyping her up because I understand that there is always a double standard, and
it is.
she really was just playing a double standard just to prove a point, for herself. Thank you, thank you, Dealer, because I was sitting here struggling trying to get her. I said, and not necessarily saying, I wanted to see her naked everywhere, but just to be able to, you know, you know, not give a care, about,
Right.
how what people think. And I feel like, if nobody paid attention and nobody cared, she wouldn't do it. It's because
Exactly.
she knows she's gonna get a reaction. She knew she was gonna get a reaction. And then but in this case, he I mean to be honest, NLE Chopper has never cared. This is not really the only time he's posed risque. So
Right.
I
So
feel like
but that's my thing though, Rashad, is that I'm sitting here looking at that, and it's always a thing when somebody's really too comfortable in their own skin. That's just like people that sit there and post half naked pictures all day long on social media.
yeah,
You
oh,
know,
check my story out. Look, you look at it. And I be like, oh Lord, please, we sing your ass. We all got one. I be just like but for some people it's a turn on. For some people it's an outlet to be able to be free.
hmm
Long as you ain't. My thing is there is a limit. I don't feel like it's tasteful for me to see your body parts every day, all day. I think
right.
there has to be a limit. But if you do it every now and then, and it's about body positivity, I would be behind you.
I mean, because there, to be honest with you, it's a lot of black folks in our community that don't like to wear clothes. I mean, it's just being honest. There's a
Right.
lot of us that don't like wearing clothes for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And my mom was one of them. I'm not even gonna lie, she was one of them. So I don't. I honestly feel like if this man is comfortable in his own skin and he felt like he wanted to share a little, I think what it was when he showed a little bit of his ass, and I think that's when people started really, questioning and saying different things or whatnot.
He's a little,
Again,
he's a little scrawny
he's
one. Scrawny. Scrawny. But yeah.
I mean, that's what it is for me though, Rashad. It's like I just feel like I don't see what the issue is. People always, like you said, people always find an issue with something on social media. You could go outside tomorrow and say the sky is red, and everybody come in and start questioning you about, okay, the sky is blue.
Right.
And it's just unfortunate. Let this man live his life. The man is in his 20s. We
Yeah.
did a lot of things in our 20s too.
At least you're not out here, shooting up clubs, and that's my thing. Like he could be doing worse. We've had entertainers at his age. They own at his age on the tenth child,
hmm
the 10th baby mama, and nobody says anything. Nobody chastises. No one comes against. And this is where I have a challenge with our community, where I'm like, y'all want better, but y'all don't really want better because y'all only attack. With this selective outrage, you only have outrage
Right.
when it's what is just something like it always centered around sex or gender or sexual orientation. It's just something that's just a small part of who we all are as humans, and that's the only time we have an issue. But but any other, if you want to shoot up the world, shoot up each other, shoot up your family, have multiple baby mamas, our,
Yep.
the black community does not care at all. They
Nope.
whatever.
But if you're showing a little bit of body, yeah, that's when the questions start really surfacing. Like, okay, like what's going on here? What you doing? Why you doing this? But my thing is, hold on, didn't somebody else do this years ago? I want to make sure I'm right, Rashad.
I'm
Didn't
sure.
Tupac used to do photos too?
Who?
Didn't Tupac have one provocative photo that he did?
I mean, Tupac was bisexual, but don't let our community know that. you know, Tupac was bisexual, Malcolm X bisexual, but don't let the community know that because oof,
They'll
they
lose their
pass it. Don't give nobody else any passes. I be telling people like it's exhausting sometimes, but yeah, he did post some photos, but that was before, of course, the internet, and not
right,
everybody
right.
was made aware of that.
That is true. That is very true. Well, I'm gonna say this before we go to the next topic.
Mhm.
NLE, keep doing what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You living your best life. Like you just said, you're not ashamed of your body. You're happy with who you are. Keep doing what you're doing, and
But support your brother.
if you gay or you straight.
Yeah, and look, and make whatever check you can make. Because to be honest,
Hey,
I still don't know any of his music.
me either. I just thought about that too.
I'm like, however you staying relevant, as long as you're not harming anybody, live your life.
Hey, that's where I'm at too, bro. All right, so we're gonna move on to our next topic. One of my, like Rashad said earlier, one of my favorite ones that I've been wanting to get to for quite some time now because I'm just trying to understand the whole phenomena with this trans animals type situation.
And
Um,
we're not gonna come up with a solution or an answer. We just gonna talk about it because we don't all get it. But if someone watching that may participate or may identify as an animal, now granted we're all animals. We're not paying make we are animals too, but
right.
something other than human is what we're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just like I said again. This is news to me because my sister had told me. I guess this guy wanted to be some type of lizard or a snake or whatever he wanted to be.
Do that though.
Um,
The tongue thing, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, like what, like, and then this one right here, this one took me right out.
Oh, oh, oh
This
my!
one,
I mean, just because you do your teeth like that you don't brush them. I mean, I'm just confused. I mean, I don't know. Go ahead. Is there
I,
another?
somebody said foolishness, right? Foolishness. Um, yeah, I'm trying to understand this because, like I said, when my sister told me about it, I was like, so this is actually a thing. I mean, it's literally a thing. People out here are changing up themselves to be animals, and I don't know. For me, I'm like, yo, like, why?
So there's different levels to this, and to be honest, bro, I I knew there always what they say an extreme, and I wasn't thinking this far extreme. Until you posted the video, posted the photos,
Hmm.
and and again, this is just someone
Right, right, right. Why in the hell would you want to look like an animal? Right, D Lyric, right.
like why, but then again, I don't know.
Yeah, that was a Dalmatian. A guy wanted to be a Dalmatian.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that was a Dalmatian.
Can
I
I
can
see?
go back to it.
Can I see that again?
Go back to it.
Because
It is. Hold
you know
on.
what?
Yeah.
I'm zooming in. I just because to be honest, let me tell you, I'm trying.
Yeah, it's a costume. Some of these are costumes,
Yeah, that's
but
a
some of
costume,
these are not.
but and but that looks creepy at the same time.
It
But
does.
and it's not judging anyone. I can't help what I think is creepy. Uh,
Right. I'm sorry. Like this,
I,
I understand with the trans people, male and female, but this right here took it to a whole nother level for me.
yeah,
People
and
transitioning to animals.
and this is beyond just Halloween, right? This is something they do every day, and
Yeah.
I've seen that there's and this is what and it's like I said, you can't put everyone in a box. There,
No.
there's a couple, um, and I wish I had. Sent they have video. They even have a following.
Hmm.
One is the boy is a cat. No, wait a minute, hold on. I forget. The
He said
boy's
he was a cat.
he's a cat. The girl is a. Anyway, they both are trans animals. Like so, I think she's. No, he's a dog. He's a puppy. She's a cat, and
What in the
they
world?
role play. They live this role play. Now, what makes it interesting is in another world outside of the trans identity of trans animal identity. The boy is gay and the girl is a lesbian. But they found themselves in this trans. So it
Yeah,
goes,
KJ, they do speak animal. They do go around speaking animal, and they do get on all fours. I've
yeah.
seen videos. They get
So
on all fours. Yeah.
they eat from the floor. They eat from a
Hmm.
bowl like a pet dish. That's how they live their life. They walk around with leashes. And the thing is, I've been trying to. There has to be it's kind of going towards bestiality in a way to me.
Yeah.
Uh, which is frowned upon
Yeah. I mean, big time.
in most religions. But I think this must be the safe way to do it. But I feel like at some point, what would stop you from doing it with an animal? Like if you can go that deep to want to be an animal so bad, what's going to stop you from? I feel like I would just want to know if I met a to any of my friends who I want to identify as trans animals, I'll be that as it may. But I want to know what are your limits?
Right.
How deep into
Right.
this you're gonna go? Not to talk about you, but I really want to know, just how. And I really want to be educated, to be honest, because I feel like at one point I knew nothing about the transgender population, but I went
Hmm.
and got myself educated and aware. I don't know if I can do that with this.
But here's the thing, though, Rashad. Like, okay, so like I told you, I had seen a video of a person actually. The lady was at a park and she had her quote unquote trans animal with her, and he was a dog, and he actually was on all fours and interacting with the other dogs. I was just like, "Are you serious right now?" Like,
Could that person also fly for free? That's the thing. I'm just there may be something here. Like if how you can let your service animal in certain spaces, and they don't have you don't have to pay additional. It
right.
might be onto something here.
I just thought it was the most bizarre thing, and then people were actually coming up and petting the trans animal as if it was an actual animal.
One thing,
Um,
one thing about it, I'm not gonna be a part of the craziness, or I won't say craziness. I can't be a part of everything. I can acknowledge I would never disrespect another human, but there's only so far I could go. There's only so far I can travel down. What they say, this abyss. It's only so far I could go. Like, and I'm very tolerable. I think I'm one of the most tolerable people on the planet.
yeah, I
But
can agree. I can
some
agree.
things that I feel like there's a reason why we're human. Like there has to be a line drawn somewhere. I don't mean you can't love animals and want to cohabitate with them. Y'all can do whatever you want to do. But I feel like in wanting to be one is denying the creation that God created. Human
Right.
is one thing, but to be like, I don't want to be I want to be a dog. I want to be a puppy. I want to be a frog. I don't know.
I mean, there are some people like I just showed you the guy that wanted to be a lizard. That sat there and split his tongue into. I don't even know.
Now, I've seen that growing up a lot, where a lot of people, and then when you split your tongue, the muscles they do like this, like
Really.
the yeah,
That
your
sounds
tongue.
very painful to have that type of surgery, right? Like,
I don't even think it's that deep of a surgery. I think they just split it. They numb the tongue and cut it. Uh,
oh, man.
but I don't get like the tongue has a purpose.
Mhm.
For one, speech,
Right.
how we eat, how we taste. I'm not changing that. There's something that I feel like God was perfect. God doesn't need any help in everything.
Look, I'm trying to tell you. I mean, just to go that far, and then here this person is right here. I mean, like, what are you
Now
doing?
wait a minute. Now wait a minute. Now if you're gonna commit, I wanted to look like this. I tell people all the time. See, I can kind of get with this. This is called 100, and there might be still a costume, but that's 100. That looks real.
Yeah, it does look real.
Like, I gotta give this person credit. I gotta give it.
That's how that dog was. And when I was telling you about the guy that was dressed up as a dog, he was just like this.
Yeah, that's more realistic though. I gotta give that person credit because I always tell people I can probably get with it depending on how you commit to it. If you just have doing it, just stop. But this
Right.
I can get with. I
Yeah.
mean, it's still bizarre as you say, but I'm like, okay, you're an animal.
But
And
here's the crazy part, though, Rashad. Here's the part for me, and I gotta take this down for a second. How are you using the bathroom?
you
And
know,
where are you using the bathroom at?
they're probably outside. They're an animal, unless
But if they're a cat, how are you using the?
they got a litter box. I don't know. Or maybe they like Jinx on Meet the Parents. Or they using the toilet. I don't know.
It is KJ. It is too much.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And you know what? And you know what? And to all humans, and I think you know humans are the greatest creations.
Oh wow! So what you said? You seen it on a show? Of they splitting a ton. Oh, wow.
Okay, I've seen it done. I know a lot of some goth. It was like goth and some and another group that used to do that splitting on the tongue. I forget the other group, but it's been I've seen it done, but it's just nothing I can do.
That's crazy though. Like, I don't know. Like I said, this was one of the topics that I had been wanting to talk about at the top of the year. Is we on our third show, we just now getting to it. Unfortunately, we had a lot of things going on, but I really was curious about this because I have never heard of people actually transitioning themselves into animals. Like, I thought this was the most bizarre story I've ever heard in my life.
It really is, and and again, the unknown is always very bizarre to people, and this is it's a territory that I've never thought about. I don't know anyone knowing. I don't knowingly know anyone
Right.
who is a part of this community, and if somebody want to enlighten me, I think it'd be a good show topic. Just kind of see how someone lives. You know, as a trans animal.
Yeah.
And it's not to poke fun. I'm going to laugh,
No.
but it's not.
No.
It's not to poke fun, but I am going to laugh. Uh, if I'm laughing with you, that's important. I won't laugh at you, but I'm going to laugh.
I think, and I think, and for those viewers that do know somebody that has transitioned to animal, it's not that we're not. The thing is, we're not laughing. We're laughing at the simple fact of this is new to us. Like,
Yeah,
I've never heard of anything like this ever in my life. Now, I heard people dressing up in costume for Halloween or to other parties and stuff
right.
like this. But
Yeah.
to do this full time and this is your life and you actually getting on all fours and you're speaking dog or whatever you're doing or a cat or whatever. Like, this is some new stuff to me. And then for you to actually get the surgery done, that's just on a whole nother level for me.
I want to know how you bathe because animal that people already don't bathe their pets regularly. So I'm just wondering because just one thing you can't change. And I would tell people this. Now you might can modify your human existence. You
Hmm.
might can modify your gender. You might can do a lot of things because all of those things are a part of our community anyway. You know, there's
Right.
deviations from male and female out there. There's millions of people out there who don't have female traits, who don't have male traits, who have both male and female. So I get that. When it comes to you going to be another species of creation, how are you bathing? I mean, I just want to know, are you being like the animals where they just funky? You know,
That
they
was one video though. I do know what you're talking about now. There was one video for the guy I told you that was like a dog. The
uh huh
woman is bathing him
in his fur.
with the suit within the suit. So she's bathing him while he's wearing the dog suit.
So he's not. He's still funky
Pretty
inside.
much.
That's what's crazy. Like I want you to still hygiene is a part of living. You gotta bathe both parts. You know.
Right.
Uh,
I just I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like this whole topic right here, we could actually talk about this forever.
yeah,
This was one topic for me for the books. I mean, I'm just really confused, sort of say.
definitely, definitely.
Because what about those people that are trying to be elephants? What do they do? You know?
You know what? You know what? I was about to say something. I'll say, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. But yeah, that's a thought. I'm gonna leave it as a thought. Our next, let's go to
I'm
our
just,
next topic.
I'm just being real, bro. Like, if you an elephant, what do you do?
I've smelled elephants before.
Right, right.
Zoo Atlanta, look, I tell the people all the time, that was you ain't have to worry about me. I was good to go. But let's go to our next topic.
What move to our next time?
Yeah, we're gonna get serious, real
Right.
quick. So as we all know, our thoughts,
Oh,
prayers are with the families and those who have perished
mhm.
in the helicopter and plane crash last week. And you know, and I try my best not to place blame because when there's an accident, there's a lot of factors, that you have to take into account. Um,
Right.
but I do want to, say my heart out to it. These are things I know that really we've worked toward that we don't want to happen. And DC area is very busy in flight. There's a lot going on. There's from drones to the helicopters to the weather balloons that
Mhm.
fly around. There's a lot going on that people aren't aware of. However, this situation is very and they've been pulling out the wreckage of the plane bit by bit. The reason why I personally, and it's just my personal thought, focus on our administration is because just a week prior, uh, our their y'all president fired everybody that was in place that would have prevented this. And I'm talking about the head of aviation, the group of people who actually sit down and they work 24/7.
So I want to say this, Rachad. So KJ said it appears that the helicopter was waiting there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna get into that. And this is why I want people to actually start thinking about the possibilities and uh, to not let Trump off the hook. This is a routine flight. This ain't nothing different. One
Hmm.
thing about it, for those who have flown or who haven't flown, airplanes are automatic. There's nothing much that a pilot does other than it's increase altitude, decrease altitude, uh, take off and land. Kind of.
Hmm.
Majority of the time, the plane is doing everything on it. They put the airport code in once the plane takes off, because that's very important. That we got to have a live man in controlling that. Computers can't really tell every situation, but the plane takes off. Once it's there,
Computer's right here.
the airport code is put in. Yep, and it does everything automatically. The plane even starts descending from its altitude as it
Hmm.
approaches the airport by itself. When y'all hear that doom, that's when the pilot finally says, "Okay, it's my turn." We're doing, those things when the pilot is a part of. But if you think about it, and for those who don't know, and I stayed up all night reading just what could have went wrong. And things can go wrong always. These are machines. We're human. Things can happen. But in this particular case, just like Chris just mentioned, their helicopter was waiting. They were communicating with the helicopter, and asked the helicopter to maintain safe distance because the helicopter was flying higher than it normally would. It was supposed to be 200. I think it's 200 feet above the ground, but the helicopter was like 300. The impact from the helicopter and the plane was 325 feet. More and basically the helicopter pilot responded. Now, the difference between this, you have a military helicopter versus something that's controlled by um, a private company. And if you, to be honest, the FAA is supposed to be in charge of all airspace in the USA and in some international waters too. In this situation, the helicopter was communicated, and it was what now they're gonna blame it on. It was one person that was working in the radio tower that was communicating with both the plane and the helicopter. That person was doing fine, maybe overworked, but all he said, "Hey, stay away from that plane. Why are you approaching the plane?" And then at this point, and then of course there's still a lot of information we don't know. And I have a theory, and I don't want to like be a conspiracy theorist because I'm not that simple. With there being Russians, and I don't care if it was ice skating or whatever. With there being Russians on the plane, and we all should understand how other governments work. Everybody in those governments are part of the military. The United States, we free. We either in the military or we stay civilians. But in those other countries, you don't do anything until you join the military and become a part of their whatever they do. And there were two skaters who were giving up their Russian citizenship. I don't want to mention their names, but there were two skaters who perished in the plane. And in my mind, knowing that we have a president who does the bidding for a foreign adversary, I believe that somebody called a hit, and because we have an administration that is not doesn't have a sense enough of how to really cover themselves, they just don't care. And if you look at what the things that Trump, he's not equipped to answer questions. He's going to say stuff like, "You want me to go swimming?" And then his first statement, he said, "What these things should not happen." And then he blaming DEI. What does that have to do with? I don't care who.
That's the part. That's the part that got me, bro. How you gonna blame DEI? What does DEI have to do with a plane crash?
Like, well, they say, and to my knowledge, I don't think neither of the pilots of the helicopter were black, or the plane. So I'm like, or it was of color. So I'm like, unless they're trying to say the man that was in the radio tower telling the man not to hit the plane. It's very sad. And the way the plane crashed, because to be honest, if the plane just went down in the river, we would have some
You know what
survivors.
though? You know what though, bro? He had it right because white men and white women benefit more from DEI than we do.
Yes,
We're at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes down to DEI. So
absolutely.
he had it right. He had it right. He had it right.
And a lot of people, haven't realized that because we don't have affirmative action anymore, that's where DEI came from.
Hmm.
They don't want to make that correlation because that Republican, want to take the credit for getting rid of affirmative action. But affirmative action was something put in place to help everyone. It was even, but it still wasn't even
What did Trey say? He said, "That's right. It was a white woman that was flying."
Oh, no, we're not laughing. We're not laughing at what happened. We're
Right.
laughing at the insanity of the aftermath. Like, so you're gonna tell us DEI was the cause of this, and you know, not the man that that dismantled all of the programs and agencies that kept this from happening, because there were other resources that could have been in the area that could have prevented this, but
Right.
they were not to be found. It's not like this happened at 3 a.m. This happened like prime time. I'm just tired. I'm really tired of really.
KJ said, was it a white trans woman or was it a was I mistaken?
You know, I don't. We know the answer to that. Any way to deflect. It's Trump. He's not even good at it. That's why I don't. I'm like, he's not even good at deflecting, because if somebody was intelligent enough to be answering those questions, they would have said something different.
Right.
But his goal is to deflect so far so nobody looks at him, because people are starting to look at him. They're like, why did you get rid of this agency? Why did you get rid of the board that sits there in that airport? Like,
You know what? Speaking of this, me and Rachàd just had gotten a word this evening that there are mass protest. Can you speak? Mass pro.
de- protests.
What can I say? Protest
I
tomorrow.
don't know, because you think about deportations,
Right.
because we talking about DEI, but
Yeah, so there's mass protests going on tomorrow around the country. 50 state protests going on tomorrow at state capitals. So traffic's going to be crazy tomorrow in every state. But these protests are against Project 2025. So a lot of these protests will be happening tomorrow. I'm not sure what time; it didn't say, but there are mass protests going on tomorrow. So I
yeah,
just thought we would inform our viewers on that.
yeah, that's good. Good. I think y'all follow the page as we get more information.
Hmm.
Make sure we post on the page. But I've said enough. I had to get that out because I'm really just disheartened by the whole situation. These, like, if you think about our last plane crash in the United States, it's been so long ago.
Yeah.
We've had issues, engine fire, emergency landing, things like that, but we haven't
What's
had
going on, Shanae?
a military helicopter crashes into a plane. These things do not happen. Like, they really almost can't happen unless somebody, I want to crash into this plane. And I really feel like, and this is why I don't.
It's been a lot of them, bro. Since Trump is taking office, it's been a lot of plane crashes
United
lately.
Airlines
Good, too.
had a good week.
Yeah, it's
So,
crazy.
what's up, Cuzzo?
Yeah, what's going on, Shanae? It's good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah, it's like that's crazy. And then the crazy thing is, if you look at, like you said, the altitude, we go back to this picture. If you go back to how it was, and you look at this angle, it's like it does make you seem it does make it seem like it was all set for it to happen.
All right,
Because
because
why is this helicopter there in the airspace?
in the same airspace,
Yeah.
125 feet above uh, the altitude is supposed to be. And then if you think about it, like, so if the plane had just had some engine failure and it went down
Hmm.
and it hit, there were, like I said, there would be some survivors, because the altitude plus, we know planes can float.
Hmm.
You know, there would be probably some serious injury, but we wouldn't have everyone perished. But the way the helicopter hit the plane, the way it split in three pieces,
Right.
and just it's just so sad, and I'm kind of really angry. I'm angry at you know, and Someone told me, they was like, "Why you pointing finger? You should. This is a moment of respect." I said the best way I could. I said if my death is questionable, the best thing you can do is actually point all fingers to everybody. I don't want thoughts and prayers. I s-
No.
I said, do not give me thoughts and prayers if my death is questionable. If it could have been prevented, I need y'all to blame everybody until y'all come up with a solution. I said, that's the best way you can honor my death, and I'm gonna
Right.
do for others the same way I want people to do for me. Question
Right.
everybody. I don't care
Yeah.
who it is.
I totally agree with you on that. I just feel like this. It just makes it a little bit more concerning to fly now. Um, it does. It makes it a little bit more. I am. I'm not gonna. I'll be sitting here lying if I was to say that I wasn't concerned about flying right now.
I get it.
Yeah, I would. I would definitely be lying. Um, I just don't. And you got the people that you got over certain departments. They are so unqualified. Um, that it really makes things so concerning to do. It seems like the best way to travel now right now is by land, instead of by air.
Yeah, look,
Uh,
I'll take my risk with these Georgia drivers, the Florida drivers, the Texas drivers, the Tennessee drivers. You know, at least I'm already on the ground. But then again, you liable to drive down the street and get hit by a straight bullet too. The
right,
whole,
exactly.
the
What does
whole
KJ say? Yeah, I'm definitely grounded for now. This has been too frequent. Exactly.
yeah, it's always an issue. Like how every day is an issue with a flight.
Oh, miss you too, Shanae.
Hey, miss you, love. Well, I gotta call you. I just thought about
But yeah, so like I said again, what the lyrics say? I would run like Forrest Gump from now on. She
that.
was
Running,
just running around.
I was running. Uh, I, t- I don't know, and I hope my nobody would. I put nothing past Trump. I put nothing past Musk. Definitely put nothing past Putin. Uh,
Mm,
and I tell people this. I don't want to go into an area or a time where it's just every man for himself. And
right.
that's what it almost seems like. You have an
Man, it does. It does.
you have an administration that don't give a rat's ass about anybody. They don't even care about each other. They just there to see how long. And I'm that's we got a president who's over 80. You know, and I tell people you got to think about it. If I lived that long, I wouldn't give a care. Like, and that's just me, and I care. You know what I'm saying? So somebody who has never cared, imagine their mentality when they get the power, they take the power, they have no checks and balances. They just don't care, and that's just the mentality of what's going on. See, we can never fathom. And that's how he got elected. Nobody can ever fathom someone that evil. No one can ever
Right.
fathom. They can't get it to their head because it's so chaotic. No one can do that. Right. Right. They don't care, and I be trying to, there's a lot of religious people who are like you're supposed to pray for it's in the Bible, whatever. Pray for your leaders. No, I'm not wasting a prayer for someone who has no desire to change.
None.
I will pray for those around him that may be caught in the crossfire. I'm gonna pray for the nations that
Right.
don't feel the idiotic decisions that may be made, that don't feel the negative impact of them. I'm going to pray for things like that, but there's no point in praying for someone who don't want to change, who has no desire to change. He doesn't want to be a better person.
Nope.
He's doubling down on all everything stupid. So the best thing I can do is pray for protection of everybody. Let's get through these 4 years, or 6 months. Be 613. If you're out there for real, that's a little scandal reference. Whatever, just prayer for something. I would like Trump to say I apologize, but he's not capable. He's not built for that.
Yeah, he's not built to apologize. He said that if he apologizes, it makes him feel like a weak, makes it seem a source of weakness. If that's what he was saying.
Even though for everybody else, being apologetic is a sign of
Mhm.
strength. That's admitting you're wrong, capable of change, capable of evolving, and becoming something greater. Uh, and the thing is, the way he whines, the way he complains, those are signs of weaknesses to me. But for whatever,
Right.
his father, we could talk about him and all of them forever, but I
Right,
do
right.
want to say that, being an empath, for those who are empaths, I don't know if I can make it through an administration where catastrophes can continue to happen. Like it could be any day, and we just on month two. It's like even though we're only about this is week three,
Yeah, I want to say about week 3.
so we like week three.
It
This is
seems like it's been forever, though, to be honest.
it's because we've been down this road before.
Right.
We know it very
The
well.
repeating of everything.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we're gonna have to deal with him for the next 3. I ain't even counting this year no more. Next 3 years,
Oh,
if not longer. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next topic. Now this one right here is just insanity to me.
yeah, go ahead.
Um, I mean,
Georgia
this.
man orders drill online, receives printed photo of one and said, and you know what made me interested in this for real? I wondered was it a 3D printout because some of those 3D printouts
Mm-hmm.
actually work.
Right, Shanae.
But let's see, I had it and I close it. Crazy.
I just think this story is really interesting because I've had an issue that have happened to me like this before, where I
Really?
had orders. Yeah, I had ordered something, and they instead of sending me what they were supposed to send me, they're gonna send me the instructions. Why would you send?
I got it. So black. This is from Black Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia man orders drill from AliExpress.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, company sends photo of item instead. uh, so sites like this according to Black Enterprise, sites like Temu and AliExpress are highly touted for their cheap prices. But one Georgia man received the worst kind of bargain. Instead of what he actually ordered, he paid for a picture of his ordered his order arrived. This guy's named Sylvester Franklin. He lives down in Savannah. He ordered a drill from the Chinese-based website AliExpress and got a picture. Other items he ordered arrived, but even then, some were not the right ones. I'm telling you, I've never ordered from Temu. I've never ordered from Fish. I
No,
just got.
I'll be honest with you, Rashad. I've ordered from Temu and I got my stuff. Now, this AliExpress, I've heard.
I've
So
heard.
even on their website, I mean, even on the Google search, it's right there that they have had several incidences of fraud. People not getting their orders. So my thing is, if people actually did their research and would look at these things, they would see that. But still, at the same token, it's just disheartening because this is an older gentleman, and
Right.
of course, he's probably not going to go and do all of that like we would. But it's just very disheartening that he would order something. He said he ordered a drill,
Yeah.
and then he's got this, and then right, KJ, I like Timu too. And then what Reese say? She said AliExpress and Timu are legit, but you gotta check the reviews. Yeah, I can definitely say that for Timu that will get your stuff. But not only that, Rashad, here's the other crazy thing that happened to this man. So
Mm.
when he ordered from AliExpress, he had ordered something else. He ordered, I think, something to do like a refrigerator or something like that. And
Uh,
they sent him a drill bit.
oh, they're just playing with him.
They sent him a drill bit.
I think Express has been around for a minute though. I've never heard anything bad or good. Oh, old people don't listen. I've actually never, for me, when I heed the warnings and
Mhm.
I know, I know all about American companies steal our information. I know they selling the stuff to the highest bidder overseas. I already know that. I've seen examples. All of us, literally last year, all of our phone companies, AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, uh,
Mhm.
uh, T-Mobile, all of them were sued by the government for selling
Wow.
our information to third party people to a blacklist. And this is what they all said. Neither one of them fought the charge. They just paid the fine.
That's crazy. Because
And
they knew they was in the wrong. They already knew they was in the wrong.
But when it comes to like voluntarily giving my information to outside people, I just can't do it. That's why I've never been able to I've never purchased anything. I don't even have an account with Wish or Temu, and I know a lot of
They sell good wigs.
I heard that, now, and I'm glad people. You can't be too. I mean, I wish I was free. I probably would save a lot of money if I, just went ahead and grinned and bared it. But I just be thinking about all the possibilities, And now I tell you now, when I get like 70 years old, I might not care anymore. But I still got like a lot of life to live,
Yes,
and
you do.
or hopefully,
Now you do. Look, Rachàd, you one of the most active people that I know that stay out and be out.
Yeah, but I be one of them. I was on the wrong flight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Not wishing bad on me, but it's just one of those things I think about. I made it. Well, call myself making a deal with God that I live to be 125, as long as if I have good mind and somebody in my family still around.
Right.
But if everybody gone, I'll be like, I'm out. But it's just it'd be a struggle sometimes. But this is just ridiculous. This is probably the worst scenario I've ever heard. I've never heard anything. I've heard people not get their items. I've heard people
Right.
get something that was different from the items, but to receive a picture and then on other items receive a drill bit, it's like they did this on purpose. All right, I'm gonna use your account and give you the money. I think I think enough people in our family today got Timu. They can't. I don't want them to get all of us. But you know what I said? I said when Timo, remember it was Super Bowl 2 years ago,
hmm
and Timo kept doing those commercials. I said, "Oh, they finna take over."
Yeah,
I had never seen even Amazon. No one advertised like that, and I wondered why. I was like, "Why are they pushing so hard?" I mean, this is a lot to be, trying to get people to buy from you because the Super Bowl commercials are not cheap,
they're not cheap at all.
and they had like 10 different ones.
That's a lot of different advertisement.
Yeah, I said, but I do know people save money. I give people that.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I shop on there. I have a friend of mine. He shops religiously on Temu. Like he has an addiction,
Yeah,
and he shops on there a lot. Um, he was one that turned me on to it because I was like, "You actually getting your stuff?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm getting all my stuff." So he turned me on to it, and yeah, I mean, I get all my stuff, so I never
and the
had.
customer service is pretty good. Now I had one of my younger cousins who got. He did get got, but I will say the refund was easy to get. So I will give them that. I said, bro, this ain't what you ordered, and it was a something to deal with his PlayStation. It was a game or something.
Oh wow.
And basically, the way he was doing it because of how he paid, he wasn't about to get his money. I said, "Did you even file a complaint?" I said, "Did you even say I didn't get what I want?" No. I just went in, and the money. I literally they gave options. You want to use the credit was applied to his account within like seconds.
hmm
And he wanted, so I was like, I do give them credit for that, but I don't
It's
know.
just so unfortunate, especially for this old man. You know what I'm saying? You know that this happened to him. And they said that he still has not gotten a refund. He still has not gotten a refund from any of this. I think he spent like $83 on this drill.
According to why didn't close it out? They said it
hmm
was $22 or something. His total order was like higher, but the drill itself was like 20 something dollars.
Okay, so the drill was like $20 something. Okay,
Still,
'cause I
it's
knew it was.
still his money. He needed money.
And you know, he actually did say that when he was interviewed, that he did say that yeah, it's just yeah, it was just it wasn't a large amount of money, but he said it was my money. You know, it was my
Yeah,
money that was spent. He said when you buy something or you purchase something online, you do want to get it, and I agree. I totally agree.
but I also tell everybody use cards so you can just call the bank and say, hey, get your money back. I've never been stuck with anything. I tell everybody I would never make unless I'm purchasing something and I'm doing this even exchange. I'm getting the product, you getting the money at the same time.
It's my money, and I want it now.
It's my money and I want it now. G, G, let's see. Oh, let's go to our final topic.
Our final topic. Yeah, I want to say this last part though, Rashad, because they
Uh,
said that his bank would even refund him his money either. So
that's what's crazy.
yeah, I thought it was the
Most
craziest thing.
banks now, I think everybody's in cahoots now. Because I hear a lot of stories where people don't get the money back. I've never had a situation where I didn't get my money back. I've even had received the item and it just didn't work, and I got the money back.
That's crazy, right?
Right.
Yeah, because if I call Chase and I tell them that I has a situation and they refund me right back.
Now, it
So
does depend on how many times you do claims though, because you
right.
can't do it if you do it a lot. Then you at risk for getting turned down, or
So you
you're
think he probably did it? He did it a lot.
he probably does. I don't know. I don't know how he paid. Everyone has a different situation. But
No,
I even
no,
I got
Rashad.
my money back from
You said it. You said it right. That man that sat there and filed several claims at the bank.
we everybody get mad the one time it don't work. You know what I'm saying? I used to work in retail, and people's like, "I do this all the time, but you're not going to do it today."
Right. Let's
Anyway,
go to our last and final topic this evening. Our co-host Summer had wanted us to talk about this, and I also thought it was a pretty interesting topic to share.
yeah,
I kind of hate that she's not here to be a part of this discussion because I know this was one of the things that she wanted to talk about. But it's LGBTQ plus community and trans community who compares their struggle of being black. Um,
they compare their struggle like the struggle of being black. You know,
yeah,
basically, try to claim the same civil rights uh, struggles that black people have. Um, and I always tell people this. I know I've said on the show before. I am black before I am any part of those alphabets.
right,
And because for one thing is I came into this world a black man, a black boy or whatever you want to call it. All those other letters, I can interchange them and flip them around and use three of them, but nothing will change is
yeah,
my
you're right, KJ.
my actual existence. So I think a lot of times, you know, let's talk. I want to talk about gay pride. Gay pride has
Mhm.
been hijacked by white supremacy, and they want to be oppressed so bad. And I feel like like y'all be acting like the world is falling, like y'all ain't sitting here living a life still, but they want to be oppressed so bad that they hijack, because
True that, KJ.
like pride was created by oh yeah, two fights girl. Right. I know when I put the hat on when I need to, but
Right,
the struggles that we have or continue to have, our struggles ain't over.
right. That's true.
I try to tell everybody, I'll sit this one out sometimes. Like even this fight that we have coming up, that people about to have coming up about gay marriage, I could sit that one out.
Oh man.
I
Hmm.
probably ain't gonna ever get married anyway. So like, I think the rights to marry was already blurred enough for us not to have a fight anyway. Until people want to define marriage between a man and a woman and all this stuff. That
Hmm.
prior to that, nobody cared. But I think the fight went too far. And just like, you know, if I have a wedding and somebody don't want to make my cake, I'd rather they not make my cake than make my cake and put something in it.
Right, right. There you
So,
go. Right
I'm
there.
still gonna sue, but I'm just saying I ain't gonna be that deep. Thank you for letting me know you probably gonna poison me. Just people try to force people to do things. I'm not gonna force people to love me.
No,
And
no.
and at some point, black people are gonna be like that. I ain't gonna force y'all to love us. That's just my thought. I separate the two. I don't carry the weight of the way I carry being black. I don't carry the same. I don't carry the same equally as me loving someone who's of the same gender. I can't, and I can't even compare the two.
Right. And I think for me too, though, Rashad, I think I look at it for me. I look at, of course, I defend my blackness first, like you said. That's just straight day one, because I was black before I was gay.
Right.
Um, so that's how I look at it.
So I thought, you know.
Right, right,
Go ahead, go ahead, go
right. So that's how I look at it for me. And I look at it too from another perspective as well. Um, I feel like like how D Lyrics just said, I don't feel like it's the same. I totally agree with that. Like it's two totally different situations and wavelengths. Like for me, I look at okay, my black rights for me are more important to me than my sexual rights.
hmm
And some people might argue with me and say, well, you should look at it as equally as both. But for me, I don't. Um, because my blackness takes precedence more so than everything.
Right.
Because that's going to be affected before anything else, to be honest. Because
Exactly.
if you look at DEI, we're still at the bottom, and the gays are like number 6 or 7 in the total poll. So I'm like, yeah, so we're going to be affected before anybody else will. Um, so that's how I look at it. KJ said, "Oh, I sit out a lot of it. I may get bashed for this, but I feel like we as a community just find issues in everything."
Yeah. And if you think about it, like I tell people all the time, gay pride, it started off, you know, not too long ago, somewhere
Hmm.
after Stonewall. Am I saying that right?
Stonewall, yeah, Stonewall. I said
Stonewall.
Stonewall.
Stonewall. It's still, but black people been trying to fight for 500 years, and I feel like the struggle cannot be compared because we're
Hmm.
still trying to ask to be brought to the table. We're still asking to be left alone. And now, granted, I will say when it comes to our trans community, I put them separately because our black
Yeah.
community have been done wrong by our own people within our community. You have men who don't want to admit that they're attracted to a transgender, and so they don't
Hmm.
know how to act. They pretend like they didn't know, and then they enjoy the experience, and then end up trying to unalive the trans woman, and that's
Right.
that's something that's a fight that I'm a part of. But when it comes to like you think about the trans woman who started uh, uh, Pride Festival after Stonewall, that was something. Then it was hijacked by white supremacy. Next thing you know, you got people floating around on in the parade. You got people being very promiscuous. Which I'm not going against people's natural ability to have sex. I'm just saying it became the forefront of the equality,
Hmm.
and that's just not what being black is about. Being black is still we trying not to go to jail. We're trying not to get shot by police while we're not unarmed. We're trying to be able to still get the same opportunities. And I have not seen a white gay man be turned down. And so the fight's not even equal within our own alphabet mafia. The fight is not even equal to me. The queer experience is whitewashed for sure. Yeah, no shade to the brothers and sisters on the other side. Yes, absolutely straight. And I
Right.
think that's where sometimes I be like, this ain't my fight. It's like you just, I want equality for all, but I
Right.
feel like the black people have been on this playing field for far too long, and
Hmm.
that's who I'm aligned with. Now I can go both ways. I know when it's time to like, like KJ said, I know when it's time to mount it. But most of the time, I'm going with my black folk on this one. Even though within our own black community, I know the hate is so strong. I
Oh
know
yeah.
it's so strong, but I know, and I even try to educate and say, if you think about all of our civil rights, it's always been done by someone who is a member of the community of the rainbow.
Hmm.
It's either a lesbian and
My name Bennett, and I ain't in it.
I, yeah, like yeah, y'all have fun with that. What it say? But I'm not gonna. But right is right, wrong is wrong. Now, on an individualistic basis, if someone is on that fight, and I'm exhausted for some of the stuff. Like I'd be like, okay, we've been talking about gay marriage for how long?
Oh man,
Like if, and I think if you think about it, if we had left it alone, we wouldn't be here.
exactly.
We had just stuck to our civil unions, and I understand we should have did. I get it. We wanted the same rights. We wanted the same benefits of marriage when it comes to a death, or if someone is going through something life threatening in court. I mean, not court, in the hospitals, and
Hmm.
we wanted to be able to have a voice for our partner, just like in a marriage between in a heterosexual world where the spouse had power. And a lot of things that were happening is that, we were in these loving relationships, oftentimes 30, 40, 50 years, family not even around because you're gay. Time of death, they want to act like they've been around this whole time and would always supersede the spouse or the person who's been there, which I get. I get the fight. But, there are some things that if you know what you're doing legally,
Right,
you could have,
right.
but y'all was just shacking up for 50 years and thought it was, but just things you can do. Like if people can leave their property and stuff to an animal, we could have done it. We could have. I didn't feel like there was a fight, even though I want equality, marriage equality. But sometimes you gotta just when they ready, they ready.
Exactly, exactly. What the lyric said, she said, "Do you believe in what Trump said about there only being two genders?"
Absolutely not, because the facts are the facts. I mean, that's just not true. And I think for whatever reason, we have denied society the facts. We hide behind, oh, that's only 1% of the population that deviate from male to female, and this is really not really true. It's closer to 2%.
Hmm.
They say 2% that are reported, so it can only go by reported. But if there are 9 billion people on the planet, and you do the math, 2% of that's a lot of people on the planet currently living, and then you think about those have lived before. So yes, there are more than two genders. There are I guess you could say two dominant genders, male, female, if we want to
Right.
go that route. But there are people who don't fit in that box. They don't have a male or female genitalia.
Now I got a question for. I
And
got.
there's some
Okay.
that have both.
But here's a funny question for me. Then what would these trans animals declare themselves as?
You know what? I can't even. I can't. I can't. It is not. And I'm being very ignorant because I don't really understand it, and I probably never will because I'm human. Just like a real animal, I'm not gonna understand what it goes through. Um, but to answer, for D lyric, I one thing about it, I tell people all the time. I literally, at one point in my life, in recent life, I had the task of teaching med students about gender. I was certified under NIH. DAIDS was the umbrella I was under, which is Division of AIDS. But what is for anyone who wanted to work and want to do something other than ear, nose, and throat, you had to come through. You had to come through me if you was in Georgia, in certain parts of Georgia. And the way it was, I taught people on gender. I taught people on identity, and I think there's been a misunderstanding. Like there are people I know that gender expression, as we call it, could be like mine, could be like Chris's, and could be internally a trans woman. And there's things.
Mhm.
It's not always the gender expression, which is how we dress, how we may our personalities, things like
Not hermaphrodites.
that. Well, that was the term. It's been through so many things. Oh, what they used to call them back in the day? Transvestites.
Right.
Uh,
I
which we don't say that anymore. But there's a
have not heard that one in a long time. Hermaphrodite. I
yeah.
have not heard that one in a long time.
But so much. Yeah, there are, yeah, hermaphrodites. Like, so there are, we shy away from actually educating our people because when we realize that we are greater than the box that we've been placed in, realize that we are not monolithic creatures.
Hmm.
Because some of us are trans within the trans umbrella. A lot of us. There's some people who are married with children, happily married with children, who still are within it, but they're not taught anything that deviates from being a man, a woman, being masculine, feminine, or whatever. And I tell people all the time, we have to one day realize that masculinity and and feminism are myths. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not a part of who we are,
Right.
how we behave, but they just really don't determine. They don't always coincide because they're all made up. If you think about it, we taught to be men are taught to be,
Right. But yeah,
and
we
women are
definitely,
taught to
especially in
be
the black community, we are definitely taught that in the black
overtaught, and
community.
that's why I'm glad people start saying toxic masculinity. There's nothing that makes you a man. There's nothing that makes someone who has 20 baby mamas more of a man than me, who never decide to get married because those just have nothing to do with each other.
Right.
There's there's some people who are just doing too much. You're doing too much. I've been want to look at what's his name, Nick Cannon. You're doing too much, but I'm glad that girls.
Way too much. What did Trey say? I heard about the similar situation of eternal trans individuals in other cultures. They accept the external experience, but embody everything that they identify within. Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and a lot of you know, our society, like if you think about it, like the Greek mythology, all of them was all over the place.
Oh man, boy. Yeah, Trey. He said yes. Gender is a social
Absolutely.
construct.
Absolutely. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
just,
true.
just like race, if you think about it, is also a social construct because and I've tell all races. That's why I've been having a good time on this Facebook. I said, "Oh, I could have free expression," and so they don't
Oh
understand.
my God, are you back getting into it with the Trump supporters?
I mean, I can say whatever I want to now, and a lot of them aren't ready for the truth. When I tell them, I was like, so the races are giving Elon Musk credit, trying to say he's African American, and I was like, oh, he's from Africa, but he's not African American. I see.
He's what?
Because he's from South Africa. So typically, someone who comes from the continent of Africa are the true African Americans. And so they try to argue with me, saying, "Well, when I call Elon Musk racist, they're like, how can you call her another African American racist?" I said, "See, that's how." I said, "See, this is what happens in y'all culture, y'all racism. So y'all created something and don't understand it. Y'all created this entire racial situation. Y'all created black, created white back in the 1400s because it didn't exist before then. We were all,
Hold on,
either
Rashad. They said what to you?
they said he's a African American.
No, you said they said how you gonna be racist?
And they said how I'm gonna call him racist. How you gonna call another African American racist? I was like, I've never claimed African American. I have I can be black. I might call myself Pan African. I said, but yeah, I'm not African American. And I always tell people for reasons just like this, the reasons just like this, so y'all can throw this stuff in my face. I said, you can't throw it in my face because y'all created this situation, and I'm going to finish it. My people going to finish it. If y'all want us to be Negro, let us be Negro. Y'all want us to be black, let us be black. But what y'all not going to do is play these games, and they don't know how to act. They be,
Rashad, I'm still stuck on the part. How you gonna be racist?
this is how I'm gonna call him. Oh,
American?
they'll say you gonna make y'all want him to be African American so bad. You're like, the thing is, he the only one of us that's not racist. They throw racist back at us. Like we could be racist. I mean, I could be prejudiced, but I've been having fun though. I've been calling them. And the fact that I could say things like, legally retarded again. Because at first I couldn't say it, but I used to go in. Now I can go in and say exactly how I feel. So when it comes to Facebook, I'm very in because I can do what they do. I'm actually happy to free expression.
Are they reporting you?
They're probably trying to, but they can't. I don't get any notifications because it's free expression. It's how I feel. It's a part of freedom of speech now. See, the thing is, I'm just smart. You just gotta be smarter than they are, because I still got this man page. He wanted me dead. He wanted all the people dead,
Oh
and like
man.
all this stuff. And I reported him to Facebook. I actually left it. I still
Oh,
got. I did screenshots just in case Facebook ever wanted to deny it. But
oh my
I'm
God.
sending it to you, Chris.
Yeah, definitely send that to me. That just you
Like,
just took me out. That was just as bad as Trump talking about some people dying people that dying that ain't never died before.
people have died. They have never died before. When Frederick Douglass was at the meeting. I'm saying Frederick Douglass, he's doing bigger things, and they're gonna look around him. I hear you doing bigger things. I don't know who Frederick Douglass is there. Yeah, but yeah, he got elected again,
Oh man.
another term.
I can't. I just cannot. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't. I'm just dead. I can't. Mm-mm.
But anyway, back to the topic. Uh,
There goes summer.
huh?
There goes
This
summer.
summer. Oh, we all on the same page, sis. We agree with you 100%. Definitely, Summer was saying definitely not the same.
No, and thank you, Summer, for putting your 2 cents in on that too. Because I know like that was your topic, and we didn't want you. We really wanted to hear your opinion on it. I'm glad that you was able to still give your insight on it or whatnot as well. And we miss you. We definitely miss you,
Definitely
and
do.
we hope to see you next week back on the show. But yeah, because me and Rashad, we held it down this evening. We held it on down.
Without paying any bills.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This has been a really good show tonight, and we appreciate our viewers for chiming in and helping us make it, make it great. Because without you guys, we can't have this show. We can come on here and have a conversation, but it's not like how it would be just with you guys.
Right.
You guys are our other co-hosts, so you guys help us get through the show and get through each topic every week, and we can't thank you enough because you could have been watching something else tonight or doing something else with your time, but you took a little bit of time to come and spend it with us, so we do appreciate that. um, Summer has said, oh yeah, that's fine, Summer, definitely, definitely. And much love here from all of us. um, what did she say? I don't care for the comparison because people don't have to tell everyone their sexual orientation, but I'm blank everything.
That's
That's
correct.
true. That's true. That is very true. D Larry, what did you say? D Lyric said, yes, they did hold it down. Very good show. Thank you, love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. KJ said, I originally came to blast your co-host Najee, but as a podcast host, the show was very informative and intriguing. Keep going. I love the content. Changed my whole vibe. Thank you, thank you. We really appreciate you.
Yes.
Um, yes, Summer. Yeah, we definitely miss you. Got miss you too. We really do. And yes, Black every day. Yes, for the Black every day. Yes, we
Absolutely.
definitely salute our brothers and sisters, and we
Mm,
definitely stay in the fight. Yes, indeed. So, like I said, this has been a really, really great show this evening, and this is why this is why I love doing what we do. I look forward to it every time. I really do. Summer said, "Why you coming for our co?" But yeah, this is why I love doing this show. Because it is a fun show and it helps us escape uh reality for a while, because reality is crazy right now. So to be able to get an escape and be able to come on here and interact with you guys and have a few laughs, it's all worth it every week.
Hmm.
Um, Summer said, I love y'all. Keep me in y'all's thoughts and prayers. Great show. I'm sure I just got here. Yeah,
Absolutely, love. Absolutely.
yeah. You always in our prayers. You always in.
We got each other.
Yeah, you family. But Rashad, you got anything else you want to add? Like any announcements or anything?
I don't have. Wait a minute. Do I have any announcements? No, I had to think about it. I said, let me not tell a lie. No, I don't have anything to say. Just again, y'all look out to your local areas and see, hear about the protests that Chris mentioned. Uh, Protest against Project 2025 at our state capitals in all 50 states.
Yes, yes. So make sure that you, if you want to partake in those protests tomorrow, make sure to look up the information. And if once we get all the information details, we're going to post it as well. So for those that do want to participate in this mass protest, you guys can as well. And what did KJ say, Summer? Because he's a liar, but I'll spare him on this platform.
Ah! Hmm.
Well.
Need to make you go, hmm.
Well, but yeah, for those that do want to partake in this protest, I'll make sure to once I get all the information and details, I'll make sure to post that so everybody can go ahead and and protest this Project 2025 that has definitely grasped our entire country
Oh, yeah.
by taking the country by storm as well. Um, be careful. I would not be surprised if ICE will be out there as well. Look, I wouldn't be surprised either.
I wouldn't be either, but keep your paper. Don't never be scared. Keep your papers with you.
Yeah, make sure you guys keep your papers with you at all times because these people are snatching up natives. I just recently heard that they were snatching up Native Americans, which is insanity to me. But you just never know. So people are not off limits.
And look, and take limited personal items when you go protest. Uh, don't take. You don't need watches and jewelry and all this stuff. You know,
Right.
definitely keep your cell phone so you can document things that are happening. And I keep forgetting the app. There are a couple of apps on Apple and Android where you can just hit a button and police cannot delete.
Thank you, D. Larry.
The police won't be able to grab your phone and delete the footage. It goes right to their servers.
Right.
So I'm gonna post those. I need to do better at making people aware because there's still a lot of questionable encounters with law enforcement that are happening. Um, so we got to stay vigilant, and what they say, be ready, be accountable, hold them accountable, but also be smart with it.
Exactly, exactly, and also too, you for those that don't want to take those big forms of their birth certificate, which I think is just crazy. You could also order wallet size or pocket size birth
Hmm.
certificates as well. So you always want to make sure you keep those handy as well. Trey said, "Let me know the name of that app."
I will. I will. I'm gonna look it up and stay. Hopefully, you're following our page on Facebook. I'm gonna make sure I post it. I'm looking it up now. Actually, I'm doing three things at one time, and now I just opened up another tab to uh, to post that. So I got you.
Summer is KJ. Okay, thank you, much appreciated. I'm so glad it brought you here. See you next week. Um, yeah, like again, definitely want to make sure that we keep everybody informed. That's the reason why we do this show. We love good juicy topics, but we also love to keep you guys informed on what's going on too.
Hey man,
Um, yeah. So we do, like, again. I can't stress it enough, and I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in to Extraordinary Unplugged. Also, look out because as time goes on, we're also going to be creating other content for each and individual our individual co-hosts as well. So you make sure that you follow all of their platforms as well, because they will be doing other content outside of the show on the Extraordinary Network as well. So um, and it also will be on their own channels as well too. So make sure you support each and every one of our co-hosts once they get their channels together, and let's go ahead and make this thing awesome. And again, also to our viewers, if you guys have any topics that you guys want us to touch on or share, send it to us. We're always open to that. Because again, you guys are our additional co-hosts as well, and look, that that's just my thing right there. So,
Yep. Yep.
well, until next Tuesday, which my camera just decided it wanted to go blurry, but okay. Uh, until next Tuesday, we hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Make sure that you subscribe, like, and share our channel, The Extraordinary Network,
Hmm.
on YouTube. Please share it with your friends. Tell all your family about it. Like I said, we have some great content that is coming, and we just wanted to make sure that we throw that out. And thank you again, KJ, as well. Definitely much love to you as well. Rashad, you got anything else you
I
want
don't
to
have
say before we
anything.
close
I
it
just
out?
hope everybody stays safe. And most important, please learn how to decompress because this will make you go crazy. But until next time,
Yes, yeah.
I'm Rashad West.
And I'm Christopher S. Walker.
All right.
And may
Yeah,
you all have a very extraordinary night. Go ahead and take us out, Rashad.
I was gonna let you end it. Y'all stay connected to our creators. Stay connected in love.
I
I You definitely from Atlanta.